All right, let's dive into the world of Mumzels. You've been hearing those weird noises on your roof lately, right now? And maybe some sweets have gone missing. Toys are all over the place. Well, we're going to figure out what's going on with these mischievous Mumzels. We've got YouTube videos, NFT project descriptions, even some blog posts, and a few things in Dutch about where they came from.
It's really interesting, actually, how these creatures have really caught people's attention across so many different places and even different languages.
Yeah, it really does feel like we're putting a puzzle together.
Yeah.
But first, who are these Mumzels? Are they just cute and cuddly? Or there's something a little bit more, mysterious about them?
Well, picture this. Tiny, fluffy creatures, big blue eyes, and these playful antennas. Those are the Mumzels. They love to hang out in those cozy little spots in our homes, like attics, roofs, even hidden corners with old stuff and maybe some forgotten candy.
You mentioned old treasures. Is that why they seem so drawn to all that forgotten candy and those old toys?
Seems like it. They've got a real talent for finding those things we've totally forgotten about and then, bam, using them for their, mischievous little games. Think stealing candy, moving toys around, even building, crazy pillow forts out of blankets and cushions.
It sounds like they've got a real sense of adventure. But here's something that I thought was interesting. They seem to be more active during the spring and winter. Now, if they live in our homes, why would the seasons matter to them?
That's a really good point. It kind of suggests that they have some connection to nature, something beyond just living in our cozy houses. Maybe they feel like the energy changes with the seasons, or maybe they're just drawn to, the abundance of spring and then the coziness of winter.
I wonder if their love for sweets ties into that too,
Yeah.
Maybe they're stocking up for those long winter nights. But where did these creatures come from? Did they just pop up on the internet?
Actually, their story began in a Dutch book back in 2013. It's called De Mumzels. The author, Bram, actually involved his kids in the whole process, the writing and illustrating, so it was a real family project.
Ah, that's really sweet. It's amazing to think something that started as a family project has become this, global phenomenon. And speaking of global, they've definitely taken to the digital age, right? NFT projects, a YouTube channel, they're all over social media. It's pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah. They didn't just, dip their toes in. They jumped right into the digital world. And what's really remarkable is how they use all this cutting-edge technology. They use this AI tool called the Luma Dream Machine for their animations, which gives them this really unique, almost dreamlike quality.
I've seen their videos, and
Yeah.
the animation is really captivating. But how does a, children's book character end up with AI-powered animation? What was the thinking behind that? I think it really shows how much the creators care about making a truly immersive experience for their audience. They saw that these tools could bring the Mumzels to life in a way that, traditional animation might not have been able to capture.
So it's not just about the technology itself. It's about using it to tell stories in a whole new way. And speaking of stories, let's talk about all that Mumsel mischief. I hear they have a thing for tacos.
Ah, you mean the famous Taco Tuesday incident? There's this YouTube video, Taco Taco Taco, where Mel, one of the Mumsels, gets totally obsessed with the smell of tacos and can't resist trying to grab a few.
We actually have a little clip of that Mumsel song from the video. Let's give it a listen. It's super catchy.
Oh, yeah, it is.
But these Mumsels are more than just mischief, right? They've got, a deeper side to them, don't they?
Oh, for sure. Each of their stories ends with a Mumselwisheid, which means Mumsel wisdom. They're these little bits of wisdom that offer, simple but profound thoughts on things like life, kindness, and friendship.
So it's like they're using all their mischief to actually teach us valuable lessons. It's not just about stolen candy and messed up toys. There's real heart and depth to their stories. But if they're so small and good at hiding, how do we even know they're around?
Well, that's part of the mystery of the Mumsels. They have this amazing ability to be almost invisible, which just makes them even more mysterious. You might catch a quick glimpse of them out of the corner of your eye, or you might just feel their presence, like a little bit of magic in the air.
That makes you wonder how many times we've been near a Mumsel and had no idea. It's like they're living these secret lives right next to us. But for those of us who are intrigued and want to learn more, how can we connect with these mischievous creatures?
Well, the creators have given us a few ways to get involved in the world of Mumsels. You can collect their NFTs, some of which come with monthly exclusive stories, giving you a deeper look into their world.
That's a pretty creative way to use NFTs. It's not just about collecting digital art. It's about getting access to a whole new level of storytelling. And what about people who aren't into NFTs? Are there other ways to connect?
Absolutely. They have a great community on social media, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, even Favor. You can follow their adventures, join in on challenges, and even share your own Mumsel-inspired stuff.
So they've built a whole world for fans to connect and explore. But what about those of us who like things a little more old school? Is there anything for the book lovers out there?
You're in luck. They've got a new Mumvel book coming out soon, all about Bruno, the purple Mumsel. We don't know much about the story yet, but I bet it'll be full of those fun tales of mischief and wisdom that we've come to love.
Now that is some exciting news. It sounds like the world of the Mumsels just keeps growing, with new stories and adventures waiting to be discovered. But before we get too carried away, I think it's time to take a little break.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground already in this first part of our deep dive.
When we come back, we'll dig deeper into their unique abilities, their relationship with us humans, and what makes them so fascinating to people of all ages.
We'll also uncover some really interesting things about the technology behind how they're made and what the creators see for the future of the Mumsels. Stick around.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of the Mumsels. We've uncovered a lot about where they come from and their love for mischief. But I'm really curious about this near invisibility thing we talked about. If they can practically disappear, how do they even interact with people?
That is a really interesting question. Being nearly invisible lets them watch us without being seen, so they get this, totally unique perspective on how we humans behave. It's almost like they're, little anthropologists studying our habits and customs, from the shadows.
Makes you wonder, do they learn from watching us? Do they copy our behavior or try to figure out why we do the things we do?
It's definitely possible. They might pick up on our language, our social cues, even our, weird little habits. Imagine a Mumsel trying to understand why we spend so much time staring at our phones, those glowing rectangles.
I can totally see them watching us and just shaking their heads like, what are these humans doing?
Yeah.
But even though they're nearly invisible, they do leave those little signs that they've been around, right? The missing candy, the toys that are out of place.
Exactly. It's like they're playing a game of hide and seek, leaving little clues to let us know they're there. A sock disappears from the laundry basket. A book ends up on a different shelf. Classic Mumsel moves.
It's like they're trying to communicate with us, leaving these little messages behind.
Yeah.
How do people usually react to these signs? Is it seen as, creepy, or is it more of a fun, whimsical thing?
I think it really depends on the person and where they come from. Some people might find it a little unsettling, while others see it as, a touch of magic in their everyday life, a reminder that there's more to the world than what we see.
I like that perspective. It's like finding a four-leaf clover or seeing a shooting star. Just a little reminder that there's still wonder and magic out there, even in the ordinary stuff. But let's talk more about those Mumsel wish sheets. Those little bits of wisdom they leave behind. They're not just about causing trouble. It's like they have this deeper understanding of life, don't they?
Absolutely. Their wisdom often shows, a simple but really profound understanding of human nature and the world. They touch on themes of friendship, kindness, perseverance, and, finding joy in the little things. It's like they're gently reminding us about what really matters in life.
It's amazing to think that these tiny little creatures can have such deep insights. Makes you think about their own society, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do they have families, communities, maybe even leaders?
That's a question that keeps both fans and researchers guessing. We know they live in nests, usually tucked away in attics or between roof tiles. But how their society works, that's still a mystery.
It's like they have this whole secret society going on right under our noses. Let's switch gears for a minute and talk about the technology behind how they're created. We mentioned before that the creators use some pretty advanced AI tools. Can you tell us more about how those tools are used to bring the Mumsels to life?
It's really amazing how they've combined traditional storytelling with this cutting-edge technology. For example, they use the Luma Dream Machine for their animation, which gives the Mumsels this fluid, almost dreamlike way of moving.
It definitely gives their videos a unique look,
Yeah.
but AI is usually associated with data and algorithms, not these whimsical little creatures. How does that work?
The creators use AI in a bunch of different ways. Besides Luma, they use Scenario.com and the Flux model to make sure the Mumsels look the same across all the different platforms they're on. So whether you see a Mumsel in a YouTube video, an NFT, or even a game, you know it's a Mumsel right away.
That's pretty smart. It creates this sense that their world is connected and consistent. But what about the stories themselves? Do they use AI for that too?
They've actually incorporated GPT technology into their process. They use it to come up with story ideas and even write scripts for their videos. It's a cool example of how AI can be used to boost creativity, not replace it.
So it's like having a brainstorming partner who can come up with endless possibilities.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, what's their ultimate goal for the Mumsels? Where do they see this all going?
From what I've seen, they want to create more than just entertainment. They want to build a global community around the Mumsels, a place where people from all over can connect through, shared stories, laughter, and a sense of wonder.
It's inspiring to see creators who are not only great storytellers, but also community builders. And they've been really open about how they use NFTs, choosing not to make their own cryptocurrency and focusing on building real connections with their fans.
Yeah, it's nice to see creators putting their community first instead of just trying to make a quick buck. Their honesty and authenticity really resonate with their fans, and it's a big part of what makes the Mumsels so appealing.
For people who are new to the Mumsels, where's the best place to start?
Their website is a good place to begin. You can find links to their social media, their NFT projects, their videos, and even this fun game called Catch the Mumsels. In the game, you try to spot them hiding in different scenes.
And for those who want to really dive deep into their world, there are always the books and the NFT collections with those exclusive stories. It seems like there's a way for everyone to connect with the Mumsels, no matter how tech-savvy they are or what kind of stories they like.
Exactly. Their world is always growing, with new stories and adventures popping up all the time. It's a great time to be a Mumsel fan.
It feels like we've only just scratched the surface of this amazing world. We've talked about their unique abilities, their relationship with humans, and the technology behind how they're made. But I'm really eager to dive into some specific Mumsel stories.
Me too. I think it's time to explore those fun tales of mischief and wisdom that have captured so many people's hearts.
Let's do it. Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of Mumsels. We've talked about where they come from, their mischievous side, and even their surprising wisdom. But now I really want to hear about some of their adventures. What are some of the most memorable stories about what these little troublemakers have been up to?
Oh, there's so many to choose from, but one that sticks out is the story about the Mumsels who turned a whole library into a giant pillow fort. They use stacks of books as building blocks and lampshades as helmets. It was this world of cozy chaos right in the middle of all the bookshelves.
I can only imagine what the librarians thought when they saw that.
Yeah.
But knowing the Mumsels, I bet they left a little Mumsel hide behind to make things better, right?
You know them so well.
Yeah.
The story ends with this Mumsel that says, "A little imagination can turn the ordinary into extraordinary." It's like a reminder that even in the most unexpected places, being playful can bring joy and spark creativity.
That's a perfect example of how the Mumsels combine mischief with, a positive message. It's not just about causing trouble for no reason. They're encouraging us to see the world with a sense of wonder and possibility. What other stories come to mind?
Well, there's this really sweet story where a Mumsel helps a lost child find their way home. The Mumsel can't, talk to the child directly, so it creates this trail of glowing pebbles that leads the child back to safety.
Oh, that's heartwarming. It shows that under all that mischief, the Mumsels really do care about others and want to help those in need.
Exactly. Their stories often show how important kindness and empathy are, even in the smallest actions. And the creators have found some really cool ways to share these stories, especially through their NFT projects.
We talked about NFTs earlier, but can you remind me how they use them to tell stories?
So some of their NFT collections have exclusive stories that you can only read if you own one of those NFTs. It's a special way to reward their supporters and give them a deeper connection to the Mumsels world.
It's like unlocking a secret chapter in a book. It is great to see creators being so upfront about how they use NFTs. They've been clear that they don't have their own cryptocurrency, which makes them different from some other NFT projects that are more about, making money.
Yeah, they're focused on building a real community around shared stories and experiences, not just trying to bump up the price of a digital thing. It's a much more sustainable and honest way to use NFTs, and it's a big reason why their community is so strong and passionate.
And speaking of their commitment to quality, they recently won an award for their animation, right? For their use of the Luma Dream Machine. That's a huge deal and shows how dedicated they are to creating truly captivating content.
It really speaks to their creative vision and how they use technology to push the boundaries of storytelling. They're not just making entertainment, they're creating these immersive experiences that connect with people of all ages.
They're always making new stuff, exploring new platforms, and finding new ways to connect with their audience. What do you think the future holds for the Mumsels?
Well, their world is always expanding. There's the new book about Bruno the Purple Mumsel coming out soon. And they're constantly working on new stories and adventures for their YouTube channel and social media.
It seems like there are so many possibilities. They've created this rich and engaging world that keeps growing, and they're inviting us all to be a part of it.
And that's what's so great about the Mumzels. They offer this mix of mischief, magic, and heartwarming wisdom that reminds us to, find the extraordinary in the ordinary, to embrace the power of imagination, and to never lose that sense of childlike wonder.
Well said. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of the Mumzels, what's the one thing you'd like our listeners to take away from all of this?
I think the most important thing is to be open to the possibility of magic in your own life. Look for those little moments of joy and wonder, even when things are chaotic or routine. Pay attention to the unexpected, the things you can't explain, the things that make you smile and spark your curiosity.
What a great way to put it. Keep an eye out for those missing socks, those misplaced toys, those little hints of magic that might be hiding right in front of you. You never know, a Mumsel could be trying to get your attention.
And remember, a little mischief can sometimes lead to the greatest adventures.
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of the Mumsels. We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive and that you'll keep exploring their world and embracing the magic they bring.
Taco, taco, it's Taco Tuesday night. Mumzels on the rooftop stealing tacos left and right. From the truck to the kitchen, no taco is safe. With a crunchy little bite, they vanish without a trace. Taco, 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 spicy, crunchy, yum. The Mumzels start to run. Taco, 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 let the fiesta play. Grab your tacos,